everyone. Welcome to another episode on AFROTURKAGROTV, where we discuss ideas, innovations, and other opportunities transforming agriculture and agribusiness across Africa. I remain your host, Koinsala Abajesude, and today we have a guest with us, Miss Peace Anyeruba. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name well. She's an agri-business consultant, global team lead, amidst many other things that she does, and we are so glad to have you here today. Miss Peace, can you please introduce yourself to us?
Okay, thank you very much. It's actually a privilege to be here. Thank you, Kaisola, for the introduction. My name is Peace Adeze Anyeruba, and I'm an agribusiness consultant and the current global team lead of Agribusiness Thinking Institute. So it's actually a privilege to be here with you guys at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss Peace. Thank you so much. We're so glad to have you. And today, dear audience, today we are going to be talking about beyond agriculture, how an average African youth can start their agribusiness in Africa. And we have a very wonderful person, a consultant here with us who can put us through on that. So if you are a youth in any African country listening to this program right now, this is your best bet to sit and listen and learn on how agriculture can transform your life and also around people around you. So, Miss Peace, let's go into the business of today. What was the transforming state for you in agriculture? What made you see agriculture beyond what an average youth of nowadays would see agriculture as? What was the transforming moment for you in agriculture, and towards agriculture?
Okay, the transforming moment for me in agriculture, um, it's actually in two phases.
Okay.
For me, I had the privilege of joining my grandparents to farm at an early
Oh.
stage. And secondly, another phase of that was when we attend school here in Nigeria. I don't know about other African countries. When you get to school very late, you will have to go and farm in the school as a way of punishing you for coming to the school very late. So many
Mm.
people detested that activity in school. And for me, that was the beginning of agriculture.
Mm.
So the second phase that actually turned around everything for me was that when I was following my parents to the farm, people around the society, the same thing. The crops were actually seasonal. And
Yeah.
once they harvest, is as though that income season. So once they plant for this season, they harvest it. That was all. They will have to start begging when that income actually ended and finishes. So I began to ask questions why in school and why in training. Why is agriculture like this? And then looking at the global space and Africa as a whole, is as though that agriculture is seen as just for production of food and making things um, available for people to eat and nothing more. So it now took me to a point where I started thinking that agriculture can actually be a business more than just hustling, more than just going out to just sow and reap. You can build a business around agriculture. And that was how my journey into agriculture, agribusiness, and agricultural consulting started. And that has changed a lot for me. Thank you.
That's a passionate story for real, and I can also relate to that because being a youth in Nigeria, growing up in Nigeria, and also I've seen some videos concerning other African countries as well. And this story that you just shared about students being punished with agricultural farming activities because they came late or some other things is common to other African countries as well. So what would you say? Because for youth, I could see that you speak passionately for youth participating in agriculture. Why is that? Why do you think we need more youths in agriculture and agribusiness in general? Why? What do you think?
Okay, I'll answer that question by saying that um, if everybody in agriculture doesn't plan for posterity,
Hmm.
we will have fewer youths getting into agriculture. And when the older generation ends up, let's say they become weak, they become ill, the economic system will start going down because no youth currently decided to take up a career, not just a job, a career in agriculture. Take for example, if we continue the way we are, let's say we are showcasing agriculture like hard work, like something that you have to feel the pain first before you see the money there. If we keep projecting that to the society, these youths are actually watching. They are actually watching, and many of them are seeing this as a hard labor. So why I started projecting and talking about more youth coming into agriculture is because one, we need to change the mindset of the youth and begin to enable them, encourage them to take up agricultural jobs, agricultural career. So that is one of the reasons. Then recently, I also made a research because I just concluded a summit captioned the All Agricultural Students Summit 2026, where we hosted people from different countries and continents and different schools. I made that research, and the research said that many students didn't pick agriculture as their first choice in school.
Hmm.
They didn't intentionally take up the agricultural course as their first choice. And if this data and number keeps increasing, we will have fewer youth in agriculture. And when we want to change generations in the agricultural space, we will have fewer hands to hand over the practice of real agriculture. And then secondly, beyond having more people, bring in innovations into agriculture
Yeah,
because they love to find an easier way of doing things. They love
definitely.
to think about things. They love to innovate. They want to just be a founder, a startup.
Shortcuts.
Yes. So with that desire to find new things, youths will make agriculture better.
Hmm.
And mind you, where agriculture was 10 years ago, same place it is today. Because many youths have come up with innovative practices to say that agriculture is easier to practice while still maintaining the quality of the products and produce of agriculture. So
Hmm.
that's why I advocate that more youths should get into agriculture.
That's very great and that's very interesting. And like I agree with you on that because when we say youths always want shortcuts to things. And if we have more youths in agriculture than, because even as still of recent, we still have a lot of people practicing, a lot of smallholder farmers practicing agriculture. So if we can have more youth in the rural area and we can make it we can project it to agriculture to them as something that okay, wherever they are, they don't have to even move back to the rural area. Even in the urban area that they are, they can still practice agriculture and still be successful. It's going
Yes.
to better influence their decision and also give them a better mindset for that. So what is one thing that a mindset shifts that an average youth need for them to begin to see agriculture in a better light? What is one mindset shift you can say or you can put in place? What do you think?
Okay, I would say that the way you think about something affects the way you see it and the way you behave around
Embrace
it.
it.
Yes. So there is this one mindset I've always told people around me. I tell them that agriculture is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Hmm.
It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And secondly, I tell people that for every sector in agriculture, you must find at least five multiple streams of income inside it, aside from the production.
Hmm.
So that is the mindset that I tell people. I tell them that you don't only have to look at the production part. Yes, the production part is the foundation. The mindset you should have is, how do I come into agriculture if I feel that the production part is not okay for me? So the mindset number one is that it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And secondly, it has different multiple streams of income. And once you have this mindset, you will begin to, because everybody, the truth is that everybody comes into agriculture for three different reasons. The first reason is for the income. The second reason is for impact. The third reason is for influence.
Hmm.
So the foundation of this reason is the income. So when you think about, nobody comes into agriculture to just come and stress his or herself. I like stress. I am best in stressing myself. Nobody does that. So people come into agriculture because they either want to make more money in it, from it, they want to influence agriculture, and they want to gain influence in agriculture.
Hmm.
So these three things guides our decision. And these three things also influences our mindset. So once you know why you are coming into agriculture, one of the problem actually, let me start from this, is that people don't know why they come into agriculture. They just follow trends. They just follow things. They said it's livestock that is reigning now. With
They
livestock, you
go
can be a
into that.
billionaire, billionaire in dollars, billionaire in this. And they just put in their hard-earned money without actually trying to know, why am I coming into this? Some people get into some agricultural space and sector because they want to do research about it. They want to make money from it. They want to write a project in that sector. So why are you coming into agriculture? And then the mindset that it is a multi-billion industry and there are multiple streams of income in it is something that everybody should have. And then thirdly, another mindset is that the future of agriculture is now heading to packaging, processing, and branding, not just farming and stressing yourself.
Hmm.
So once you embrace these things and the mindset of innovation, it has a way of making um, the mind accept agriculture, even if prior to now you have seen it in the wrong light. I don't know if that I answered the question.
Yeah, that answers it perfectly. Like, for example, from what you said, and I could pick from, is about why everybody should know their why, of why they are entering agriculture, and some of the mindset shifts that can shift the mind of every youth listening to us right now is that agriculture is a multi-millionaire business, as well as it has multiple stream of income in it, and for everyone, income is the basic background. Like you said, I'm just trying to reiterate what you said. Income
Yes,
is a basic background. Then we move from income to impact, I guess.
yes,
Impact in the sense of food security, and also influence in your status in the society and what you can use your money to do, and and how you can also diversify your income from agriculture to other areas of your life. So that's a very interesting take on that. Now, I came across a model on your LinkedIn, and I would love to know more about it. And I'm sure it's going to
Okay.
benefit every other people listening. ATM model, how does it relate to agriculture, and how can an average youth apply this to their agribusiness, and what are the benefits, and what is it in general, the ATM model?
Okay. The ATM model is self-explanatory, but the principles behind the model actually is something you have to learn
Okay.
deliberately. So why do I say it's self-explanatory? It's from the name ATM. The A stands for anytime,
Okay.
ATM, anytime money,
Okay. Anytime money.
anytime money model.
Okay.
That is just the self-explanatory part of it. Remember when I began this, I told us that my experience with agriculture was that I saw farmers harvest and then wait for the next season.
Season.
Yes. So, but the model is trying to tell you that in agriculture, your food planting may be seasonal, but your income should not be seasonal.
Hmm. Planting should be
Your co
seasonal. Income
yes,
should not be seasonal.
that is the part. Once you understand this model, you will get to know that it's something that is very, very important in agriculture for everyone to get. So the ATM model states that agriculture is supposed to give you a structured and repeated income as far as you put the structures in place. So I had to write a whole book about the model, explaining everything around it. So what it simply means is that if you are into livestock production, if you are into crop farming, if you are into production of fertilizers and agrochemicals, if you are into consultation, agri consultation, you don't just have to depend on the key part, which is just the production. There should be other areas that should give you income consistently. So, for example, let me say you are a livestock farmer. You have livestock. Let's say you have 5,000
Okay.
livestock on farm, and you have just been doing that for the past 5 years. Every day, you come, you show up, you send things out. We are into egg production. Let's say for chickens. So if you consistently do that, once you move out the set that has already matured without thinking about how to constantly bring income into that business will suffer.
Hmm.
That's why most people in agriculture don't treat agriculture as a business. They treat it as a hobby, as a just a passion, or they just treat it as just something that,
Awesome.
yes, something that was handed over to them because they have a free land or free resources around them. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah.
So the point, the point where the ATM model comes in is that it gives you a knowledge that tells you how do I make out more money into the business. The sole part of a business is cash flow
Hmm.
beyond any other thing. If you want to build a sustainable business, it's hinged on cash flow first among any other thing. So that cash flow is very important. So you have to use the ATM model to think about how do I bring in money weekly, daily, monthly, and yearly. And all these things will accumulate to the financial statement of the business.
Mm.
Except you're not building the agriculture as a business. You can just be doing anyhow you want. But once it is a business, you must structure how to do that. And it is not something you have to break the bank to do. It's something that comes from within you. Let's say you are into that livestock production. You've done it for 5 years. Your knowledge alone can bring in income for you aside the production. And if you put in the right structures around it, you will see that income is not something you pursue. It is what you attract based on whom you have become over time in a particular sector.
Particular sector. That's very insightful. That's a very insightful one in the sense that what you said, if I want to reiterate that, is basically on the ATM model is anytime money model, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
anytime model model.
anytime money model. So as an average youth who is going into agriculture, you shouldn't go into agribusiness with the sense of, okay, I just want to hustle money for this period and that's it. You should go into it with this model, with this mindset that, okay, I want daily cash flow from this model. So whatever I'm going into, how can I structure it in a way that I'll be getting money every time, not just once, and I have to wait again to next period. It's going to make the business suffer and it's not going to be encouraging. So for everyone listening, this is very beneficial in the sense that you should take your agribusiness as a system that can be giving you money at every point in time, at every time in your business circle. So we're going to go on a commercial break right now and we will be back shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back from our short break. And on this episode, we are talking about how to build a successful agribusiness structure. And here with us, we have Miss Peace Adeze, who is an agribusiness consultant, and she's here to teach us and to train us on how to go about a structured agribusiness with embedding ATM model that can help us to build a structured agribusiness. Thank you so much for joining us once again, Miss Peace Adieze. And in continuation, we are going to talk about now. Let's speak a business example, like an agri product as an example. Let's say it can be crop or it can be animal. How can someone who is going into this business structure it in a way that can give a daily cash flow or ATM model, like we said, that can give a daily cash flow? Can you help us with that?
Okay, that's all right. So I'll pick let me pick the crop production. I don't know if
Okay.
that's fine.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
fine. Crop
So
production. Yeah.
yes, for crop production, we can say that the ATM model is not for beginners.
Okay.
It's not for people that just started agriculture today and they want to just get into it and start making billions of naira in it.
Okay.
No, because the ATM model is built on basically two parts.
Okay.
Yes, two parts, or let me just say three parts. Number one, we have the knowledge part of the ATM model. Then we'll
Knowledge.
have the service part of
That
the ATM
is.
model.
Okay.
Then we'll have the products part of the ATM model. I don't know if you get me. So let me now
Yeah.
apply it to the crop production. I grow. What's the prominent what seed can we use now? What crop can we use?
That
Let's
is
use,
prominent. Okay.
yes, or well known by all our audience.
Let's say maize or cassava.
Okay, maize. Okay, let's say
Okay.
maize. let's say you been into the maize farming for 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
You've done that in season and out of season. You've done that consistently. And let's say this is the season for maize production or maize farming. Once you are doing this, that is the production part. You are already producing the maize. That's one thing the person is doing. You are producing the maize. That is the production part of the ATM model. And as you are producing, you are either producing maize seedlings. I'm just making it more practical so that everybody will understand. I don't want to use big grammar or so much explanation. So you can produce maize seedlings and sell to other farmers, not just your own. You can produce it and sell to other farmers. You can do other things that are involved with the production of maize. So if I want to go intensively or niche down into this production part, I can come up with different, at least 2 or 3 ways in this production part where I can bring in income to my business if I want to do that. So I can teach others how to do it and charge for it.
Mm.
That is it. Then, aside from that production part, we have the knowledge part where you make income based on what you know, the varieties of the maize, the insects that affect maize, how to make it better. You can create a master class for maize production.
Mm.
I know someone around me who does that. He or she does not own a farm per se, doesn't own a farmland to her name, but she has a farm where she gets it every season so that she will have something to show for it that she's doing this. Although she has been in the maize production, it's actually cassava production for long. So she just starts to teach what she knows. That
Mm.
is the knowledge base. Then the service part of the production. Any other service that you can render inside the maize production is another way of making income. So what I want people to always ask themselves when they want to apply this model is that which part of this agricultural sector can I divide into three?
Mm.
It is something that you have to sit down and intentionally write down. I am in the livestock production sector of agriculture. The knowledge base, what are the knowledge I have that can give me this? Before I got on this interview, I had to educate people on how to use something we call chelates, that's micronutrients,
Mm.
because I'm more of the greenhouse farming and smart farming kind of production. So the person was asking me how can he or she, if they is like in a group, how can I do this? My plants are becoming yellow and I don't know what's going on, this and that. I had to ask them what's going on, what are you giving them? I had to know that the nutrients in the plants are enough, or they are not picking it up to use for their personal benefits and production. So because there is low quantity of macronutrients the micronutrients in the plants, that is where you have to bring in the chili. And they don't know about chili. So if I
Mm.
want to charge for that today alone, I can make $1, $2, $3. I'm making it very simple, not like too much professional for because I don't know who and who is going to listen to this. So I now sold the chile to them. You can see from just chile, I've taught my knowledge and I've sold a product.
Mm.
Then if I now want to show them how to do that, I will just say, do it like this, do it like that. But some farms want you to come there, to come and show them. You have to take the money for your farm visitation. In a day alone, let's say in 1 week, I've gotten money from knowledge, from service, and from product.
Hmm.
And it is not only about the farm itself or the crop itself, it's just about the micronutrients that the plants need to benefit from the other nutrients that they are giving, that we're giving to them. So that is just the simplest explanation I can give for now.
That's very great, and I'm so engrossed in the conversation. Like, even me personally, I've been able to pick something very tangible, especially, and this is going to be so beneficial to our youth of nowadays, in the sense that our youth are more open to information, to a lot of information resources, to new researches, to new innovations. And for especially even users that are in the rural areas, they now have access to phones. So if they are able to get this knowledge, and they are able to, even if it's just the product aspect or the knowledge aspect or the service aspect, they can be sure that even if they're not engaging in the actual production, but they can be sure that they are involved in agribusiness, and they are making an income, either or from all, in knowledge, product, as well as service, right? Yeah, so this is a cue to an average youth listening, that for an ATM model is not as it's very important, and it is she has simplified it for us, that either in your accumulation and your sharing of knowledge, or either in how you perform your service, render your service, and how you sell a product, you can be sure that you can get an income and cash flow. So agribusiness is not just farming or a side hustle, is a system that can be structured and can be profited from. Thank you so much, Miss Peace. So now let's go into structure and planning, which is where we're going to end our program today. For an average youth, who would like to structure their farm or their agribusiness, can you give us simple steps they can take, or they can involve in, or they can do to improve their agribusiness and make it profitable in like three, um 90 to 180 days, or 60 to 180 days, or just within 6 months? What can make them transform their farm into something profitable, and something that is profitable?
Okay, for a youth that wants to get into agriculture, sorry, that wants to improve his or agriculture and the
Yeah.
farm, right? Someone that is
Yes.
already in the business or
In
someone
the
that wants to start.
business, that is in the business but is still struggling, and
Okay.
the person is still struggling, or is discouraged, because their money is just, the cash flow is just maybe periodic, not daily, not something consistent. They don't have consistent cash flow. It's just periodic, and they are discouraged, and they are on the verge of giving up. What are the practical steps they can take to improve their agribusiness or farming business to something more profitable?
Okay. So I will answer that question by making this first statement. The statement is agriculture thrives in integration, not isolation.
Okay.
Agriculture thrives
Mm-hmm.
in integration,
In
not
integration,
isolation.
isolation.
So one of the reasons why many youth struggle to make ends meet, to make income, to succeed in agriculture is because they are isolated.
Hmm.
They are isolated. They are doing what they were taught in school, what they know, and no second eye is looking at what they are doing.
Hmm.
So they are writing the exam for themselves, and they are marking the exam for themselves at the same time. So I will explain it like that. I've never seen someone sit an exam and mark the exam for his or herself and then issue the certificate for his or herself. It's not a formal education, so to say. So for youth that are strong, this is what I would say. You're already doing what you know how to do best. Then the next thing you will have to do is to get into the system, be integrated in the system. Don't just be a local champion. Let's say in an environment you are the best person that have been producing for long. You have been the one that is well known. You are owning a farm. You have this at your younger age. People are hailing you. People are congratulating you and applauding you for what you've achieved. That is actually good, but you need someone higher than you. You can get the person in your environment. You can go out of your environment. You can get the person online to do that. And this sums it up in the word mentorship. Yes, it's some for me, mentorship was the best thing that happened to me. Because how will I have come this far without a mentor's rebuke, a mentor's wealth of knowledge, a mentor's correction, and a mentor's recommendation? So if you are alone, you are just doing it because of that's what is going on in your environment. People are just in the same business as you are, but you want to do more. If all of you are listening to the same person and getting the same result, it means that the knowledge you are getting is limited. So let me share my own experience, how I started my consultancy journey. So I wanted to take agriculture serious, very serious. Not just to be on the farm wearing farm clothes and carrying cutlass and the rest of them. I wanted to be the one that gives solutions to farmers, to tell people what to do, not to necessarily work on the farm every morning and night. So that's why I'll tell people, know why you are going to agriculture, know what you want. So if you want to be the farm hand, the farm manager, that's fine. If you want to be a farm supervisor, that's beautiful. If you want to be the farm consultant, that is excellent. The same training, mentor, education a farm manager needs is not the same training, mentor, and exposure a farm consultant needs. So the mistake that youth make is that they want to sow or plant 1 acre of land. But the person speaking to them, the person instructing them, the example they are seeing is only managing 1 plot of land. That's the mistake. You are looking at doing 1 acre, but you are listening to 1 plot. So the experience of managing 1 acre is different from the experience of managing 1 plot of land. So for me, I had to go to the farm. I spent 6 months of doing no other thing about my life than just being on that particular consultation farm. I was there. I was not even paid, except for the little stipends for upkeep and stuff like that. What was I doing? I was learning, asking questions, practicing. And that exposure alone gave me access, because whenever I encounter an issue today, I can easily call my mentor. I can easily call the person that is in charge and tell the person, please, can I talk to you about this situation? You say, yes, go ahead. Because I have access. But many of them are going through challenges. They can't talk to anybody. That's why they are losing money, they are losing time. So what is my own counsel to youth? Look for someone that is getting the results you desire and aspire to get. submit yourself to learning and mentorship.
Hmm.
Have access to the person. Let the person trust you to freely give you information. I can tell you, yes, learn. Go on YouTube, go to class, go to textbook, master the knowledge. Yes, you can do that, but you cannot trade head knowledge with experienced knowledge.
Knowledge.
Yes. So go out, look for someone that is getting the result you desire, and get.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you so much for that wonderful advice for everyone that is listening. Thank you so much for that wonderful advice. And like you said, one thing I was able to pick from it is agriculture thrives in integration, not in isolation. And that's a very beautiful take from you. And also, you reiterated the importance of mentorship. The mentorship cannot be overemphasized for anyone who is looking to have a profitable agribusiness. Thank you so much, Miss Peace, and thank you to our dear listeners. We've come to the end of this program today, and in today's program, we've been able to learn. In today's episode, we've been able to learn the nitty-gritty of how to apply ATM model and into our agribusiness as youth, African youth, as well as how to see farming and agriculture beyond also and building it as a system and structuring it for a consistent cash flow. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. And if you have any question, you could send it to any of our contacts on the screen or send us an email. And if you're someone, an expert or a professional who would love to share your wealth of knowledge with us on this program, we would love to have you. Thank you so much for joining us and see you on our next episode. Bye.